Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I want to look at these two amazing groove boxes from a practicality standpoint and trying to help you decide which one might better suit your needs. I'm going to talk you through what things really stand out to me about these two groove boxes in everyday life after actually having used them for quite a while. Size and portability. I have seen a huge demand for portability in music making devices lately, and even though neither of these two were specifically made for jamming in the woods, their size and weight do make them ideal to take with you for some of those on-the-go beat making sessions. They are both roughly around the same size, but the tracker does have a slight edge here, as it does have a sleeker profile with no knobs sticking out of it, so it can easily fit into a laptop case and you can tuck it into your backpack with ease. The Digitakt isn't exactly huge or heavy, but being a bit bulkier and having so many rotary knobs on its front panel, you likely want to put it in a separate carrying case. Lucky for you, Electron themselves make these very stylish handbags, which come in a variety of colors, including black and baby poop brown. Also, if you want to take these on road trips, they're both small enough to be used comfortably, unlike something a bit bigger like the mighty MPC Live. The Polyend has the added benefit that you can directly plug it into the car's USB, whereas the Digitakt you will require a special cable like the ripcord to be able to feed off USB power. A final note on portability and power. Both can run off a power bank, but I was very pleased to find out that the tracker can use my MacBook Pro as a power source in a pinch. I was not able to do that on the Digitakt, but then again my ripcord has been acting a bit weird lately, so please let me know if you've been able to do this with your own Digitakt and computer. Price and build quality. The Polyend tracker is about $150 cheaper than the Digitakt, and you also have a few different versions and skins that you can buy it in. However, the Digitakt has been around for quite a while longer, so it might be easier to find used at a more convenient price. Both of these devices are amazingly sturdy and well built, so I wouldn't hesitate about getting one used. I do find that the Digitakt is a bit heftier and a bit more tank-like, while the tracker seems just a bit more delicate, being thinner and having those silicone buttons. Storage and file management. Perhaps one of the most overlooked quality of life features on our beloved samplers is file management and storage. The Digitakt has a fixed hard drive, meaning you can't buy more space for it, but it has a very fast and easy file transfer system that allows you to transfer and back up your files through USB to your computer. Naming samples directly on the device is done in typical Electron fashion, which is fairly simple and satisfyingly clicky. On the Polyend, naming your files is a cinch since you are able to use the silicone buttons as a QWERTY keyboard. But one of the coolest features it has, and a huge help in naming samples, is the random name generator, where it'll grab two sometimes hilariously unrelated words and make a name for your sample. The Polyend uses an SD card for sample storage, so it can be increased if you need more space down the line. But if you want to transfer your files into a computer, you will need to remove the SD card and plug that in, as, at least at the time of this recording, you can't transfer your files directly through USB. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and would like me to continue to make more of these, would you please ever so gently click that like button and maybe leave me a line in the comments so the algorithm gets all hot and flustered? Thanks. Connectivity-wise, the Digitakt offers you full-sized 5-pin MIDI in, out, and through, as well as stereo audio outs, ins, and a headphone jack, and USB-B. Polyend opted for smaller connections to maintain that thin profile, so you will need breakout adapters for its MIDI in and out. And it offers 3.5mm jacks for its audio out, line in, and microphone in. The Polyend also opted for the much more commonly used USB-C for its power source, so if you do forget your power cable at home, you might be able to use someone else's phone charger in a pinch. A final note on connectivity is the Digitakt's ability to use overbridge when hooked up to a computer, which effectively turns the Digitakt into a full-blown audio interface and allows you to track all 8 tracks individually through USB. Live performance. To me, a sampler has to be first and foremost fun to jam with live, and both the Digitakt and the tracker deliver in spades, but in very different ways. After making your patterns or sequences, both can be live tweaked and can take you to very weird places and back again. The Digitakt uses the traditional Electron approach where you basically have direct access to almost everything through your rotary knobs. You can twist and turn to your heart's delight and then safely go back to the initial pattern by just pressing Funk and No. Also, there's the very fun Fill button, which you can previously set up so that certain steps will only be triggered or muted when you press that button. It is a tried and tested system which is fast and fun and feels very organic and hands-on. The tracker gives you a dedicated perform mode that is very different to what you might be used to, but is extremely fun and versatile in its own right. In the performance mode, you can control up to 12 custom parameters that you can set up with different values for each and tweak on the fly. It takes a while to get used to, but once you get the hang of it, it can make for some very happy accidents. User interface and workflow. You know I'm a sucker for intuitive and fast workflows, and I can safely say that these two are stellar in that department. Putting them side by side, it's very weird how similar they both are in terms of their sequencing philosophy. Both have 8 monophonic tracks where each step can be an entirely separate world from the previous or the next step. Each step can play a different sample, which makes the apparent limitation of having 8 tracks practically a non-issue. Each has its own version of parameter locking, with the Digitakt offering a more powerful engine in this regard, as you can parameter lock every single friggin' parameter on the front panel. Basically, as long as you can twist the knob, you can parameter lock the thing. The tracker allows you to lock an instrument, a note, and 2 effects per step, so it could be seen as a bit more limited in that regard. Finally, the sample mangling itself on each one of these machines feels very, very different and have wildly different workflows. I wouldn't say one is necessarily better than the other, but if you do want me to go and make a deep dive, then let me know in the comments, because that will be a very long ass video. However, the gist of it is this. The Digitakt feels faster, the Polyend feels potentially deeper. In the Digitakt, you can apply effects and change parameters on the fly to your sample. However, the full roster of effects and utilities is not as extensive as on the Polyend. The tracker offers you more things that you can apply to your sample, but the trade-off is that they get hard-boiled into your sample, and also you have to render them. The tracker offers you the ability to use samples in slice mode, much like the Octratrack, as well as being able to use them in the wavetable and granular synth, so you do have the option of synthesizing your own sounds if the samples you have loaded aren't making the cut for what you're working on. This need to render your effects is no small detail, and it will mean that the workflow feel of both will be almost opposite, with the Digitakt letting you just twiddle around until you find what you're looking for, versus the tracker, which makes you think much more about your choices for a more focused workflow. Both approaches have their pros and cons, and I think that this particular aspect will either be a pro or con for you, depending on your personality and what you're looking for in these devices. Just make sure you take this aspect into deep consideration. Another great feature on both of them is that they are able to process external audio through their reverbs and delays in real time, so it's great for incorporating an external synth into your mix. As for the actual effects quality, both sound great. I plan to make a whole other video dedicated exclusively to the MIDI capabilities of both of these machines, but as a preview, both are extremely capable MIDI sequencers, and both can apply their step sequencing shenanigans to external synths, with the Digitakt being a more capable machine as it allows for up to 4 note chords per step via MIDI, while the Polyend tracker remains monophonic. The Polyend does have a trick up its sleeve though, with its spill function, which allows you to play polyphonically, with the tracker automatically assigning the notes of your chords into the remaining free tracks to the right of the track that you're using. Hey, if you like this video, you might enjoy another video I made comparing 2 amazing groove boxes, the MPC and the Deluge, right here. And if you want to help support this channel so my wife doesn't kick me and my synths out to the curb, please consider joining the gang at the Patreon page, or using my affiliate links whenever the gas hits. I'll leave the links down in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful, or at least entertaining. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.